Hey guys, what's up? How's everyone doing? So I'm a little bit upset because I ran through all these, most of these NPCs, talking to them, and I realized that I wasn't recording. I'm so upset with myself right now. So yeah, I'll give you a quick rundown. Basically, a lot of the NPCs, there wasn't really much interesting things. A lot of the NPCs pretty much talked about the coup d'etat, all that. Olivier had some dialogue with the tavern owner. She was like, "Oh, can I get you to play for me again on the piano?" And he was just like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll do that." You know, he tried to flirt with her or whatever, but of course it didn't work. And here, if you guys remember this building, this is with the wife who was a fisherman. She got the master rank of a fisher, and she said she was gonna rub her husband's face in it. And I was like, nah, that's a bad idea. You probably don't want to do that because you might lose your husband. Blah, blah, blah. You know, just me. The two store owners, I think here. No, it's here. Yeah, this guy is upset with his friend upstairs because his friend keeps repairing people's things and they're not making a profit. And that was basically it for the most part. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Like I said, let's just go ahead and jump in right on into it. We gotta start at the museum. So we're starting off with the request. I don't know who I need to talk to. It didn't say. Alright, I handed over that thing to the museum director. Apparently they're looking into whether or not it's something the museum can even hold on to. So I'm having a wander while they check it out. Alright. We need to find the director of this place. There we go.
Ah, hello there. How can I help you?
Well, better yet, how can we help you? We're from the Bracer Guild, sir.
Oh, excellent. I was hoping someone could come soon. Let's waste no time getting down to business.
Sure, let's do it. Yeah, sure. So, what was stolen?
About that. Do you notice anything off here?
Off? This is the airship gallery, right? Hey, now that you mention it, something seems to be missing. Huh, you're right, Estelle. There was a portrait of the Arcel on the wall, as I recall. Now that you mention it, Chloe, I do remember something like that being here.
I don't, because I was not paying attention to these walls. How could I forget? I saw the portrait myself while touring the capital. Guess we know why you call this now. The portrait of the Arcel was stolen, wasn't it? Ah, precisely that. It was there this morning, but around noon or so, I noticed that it was gone. This card was on the wall in its place. Oh, beauteous princess and her loyal companions, the image of the proud white falcon has fallen into my hands. Should you seek it, then answer my challenge. The first key is in the residence of the aged general. Search the onlooker of time. Him again. Our rivalry burns brighter still. Yeah, sounds like the Phantom Thief Blue Blanc, alright. You guys told me about him, but I thought that you were exaggerating. You already know who the criminal is? Now that's what I call reassuring. I have every confidence that you'll crack this case.
Well, we won't let you down, unless we're really underleveled, but I'm pretty sure Brumal grinded for a bit. I did grind last time I remember playing. I just don't know if my levels are strong enough for this. Well, we'll be back before you know it. Actually, yeah, let's check my levels, because it's been about a month since I've seen them. These are not the buttons. Who messed with my buttons? There we go, it's the B button. The cell's level 59, 58, 59, 54! Zen! What are you doing, buddy? Okay, yeah, Zen needs to level up. The thing is, I don't have... Yeah, I don't have the strength to level Zen up fast at the very least. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm pretty sure we can do this fight. But I say fight. I'm pretty sure if anything comes our way, we can we'll do good with them. But sure, whatever. Anyways, let's see. So we need to come up here and go to the grandfather clock. Here we go. So the age general is probably General Morgan. In that case, is this the onlooker of time? I'd say it's likely.
We need to check inside.
Still asked and receive permission
to go digging in the clock. Upon inspection, they found a card stuck to the back. The second key is in the city. Seek the symbol perched on the ground.
As we thought. My. To think something like that was in my house. Well, this guy isn't the type to harm people who aren't involved in his weird plans, so don't worry. Best to close up tight at night, just in case there's any mischief, though.
I'll just bust down the windows. Anyways.
Yes, of course. Well, we'll be careful.
Alright, shall we continue?
Okay, here we go. The symbol perched on the ground, huh? This white falcon that's a falcon, look like a pigeon. This white falcon seems suspect to me.
This bird is the symbol of the barrel, so it would stand out.
Well, let's have a look.
We checked it.
The third key is in the foreign man. What is that? That's not a word.
Examine the will of the Blue Knight.
Alright, we got it. But what does the Blue Knight mean? He is talking about the Royal Guard. Or is he talking about the Royal Guard? They do certainly wear blue uniforms.
I think not. It says the foreigner Mans.
Mansi? I don't know.
So I don't think the Royal Guard makes sense. More than anything else, it wouldn't be beautiful, so we should try something else.
Is that right? Well, it is coming from someone similar, so I guess maybe I should listen to the warning here.
Hey, how goes? Huh? Zen? Holy crap. Wasting time in the Libero Villa again. Something like that. Thought I'd say hello to Elsa and... Yeah, and I have something I need to talk to her about. Is she in?
Well, I haven't seen her leave, so I guess she's around.
Oh, who's that with you?
Gotta ask, policy.
Oh, they're helping me with some guild work. I'm gonna introduce them to Elsa.
Huh? Well, okay. Alright. If they're with you, Zen, I guess I'll let them in. So, welcome to the Calvardian Embassy. Oh, do keep in mind that the embassy hall is Calvard soil. Calvard and Libero are friends, but still, keep your nose clean, eh? You hear that, Olivier?
And again, my heart is assaulted with arrows. How little trust you have in me.
Alright, so let's go in. The Calvardian Embassy. So we have to come here for the side quest, guys. Or for the side request. So what I think I'll do is, I'll go ahead, get what we need from the side request, and then we might, since we're in here, we might as well talk to Elsa anyways.
Oh, magnificent.
Wow, this is Calvardian's embassy. I didn't expect it to be quite so fancy. And yet, it is a bit exotic as well. I really like it.
Well, quite a few people from even farther east have settled in Calvard, They've had an impact on our culture, too. Anyways, Elsa's office is the furthest room on the second floor.
Alrighty. Alright, so let's see. It says second floor, right? This isn't the second floor. Doll Knight series. Oh, wow. There's so much. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, buddy. Okay, how long are these Doll Knight series? Oh, man, that is a lot. That is a lot to do in like one setting. Okay, they seem to be short, but still. Oh, I don't want to read this, but long, long ago, in a certain little village, there lived a young boy. He was some 13 years old. His name was Pedro. I really don't want to read this. So this is what I'm going to do, guys. If you guys want to read this, I don't think this book has any real significance. No, it probably does, actually. Okay. I guess my next few recording sessions are going to be doing this particular thing. Okay, yeah. Oh, named Pedro. Pedro was a small boy and not very strong, but his fingers were dexterous, enough to astonish anyone. When he moved his whitening knife, wooden blocks would turn into birds and wonderful creatures as if it were by magic. The boy spent his days with these crafts as his life. One day, strange travelers came by the village. An old man with sharp eyes and a large man in a black garb casually strolled into the general store, whereupon their eyes were drawn to a wooden bird so cunningly carved that one could almost hear its wings beat the air. It was Pedro's latest creation. After inquiring with the owner of the general store, the old man and his escort came upon the little house where Pedro lived, and the first words that they had for him were, "Prepare your things. We're leaving for the city." Pedro's eyes widened in shock at the order. Like, what is this? He cried. Who are you people, His eyes fell on the large man in black. Pedro's words caught in his throat. The old man chuckled. "So, you did notice. I thought you would." From the old man's fingers stretched transparent threads, gestured in the black garbed man bowed gracefully. The immense man was a clockwork puppet. All right. He is the Black Priest, the old man said. "My finest work." His wrinkled face creased further as he smiled slyly. He was the famous Master Capri Oratoria? I can't pronounce that. All right, a puppeteer known throughout Wet Luna. Oratoria fixed Pedro with a beady eye. "You could craft something even greater than this. Doesn't the mere thought excite you?" No more words were needed. Tossing his carving knife into a sack, Pedro fixed the cap on his head and greeted his new master by saying farewell to his old home. All right, chapter 2. 3 years passed swiftly for Pedro at Oratoria's workshop on the outskirts of the capital. Under the tutelage puppeteer Capri, he learned the techniques to build clockwork puppets and the skills to make them dance and perform. After 3 years of training was completed, he completed his own masterpiece, a doll of noble bearing dressed in armor and a gleaming blue helm. If Capri's masterwork, the Black Priest, was a martial arts type focused on maneuverability, then Pedro's blue puppet was a well-balanced swordsman. Its counterattacks as it turned aside the Black Priest punches and kicks were the very image of a graceful knight. "What will you call it?" Capri asked. Pedro had no answer. He had been so focused on its creation that he hadn't actually thought of one. Ultimately, it would come to be called the Blue Knight. before he could name it. It was some time after Pedro constructed the Blue Knight that the king who ruled from the city would pass on from this world. The king had long been ill, so there was little shock, and the mourning period passed smoothly. And so, in accordance with the law, the king's only daughter, Princess Tia, would ascend to the throne as queen. Alright, let's get to chapter 3. Pedro visited the city accompanied by the Blue Knight. With the crowning ceremony approaching, the streets were abuzz with excitement, and he strolled the city center. People passing by cast strange looks his way. Okay, yeah. What a noble knight he must be. I'm sure he must be quite the famous hero. Do you suppose he's attending the crowning ceremony? Trailing quietly behind the Blue Knight, Pedro could hardly keep himself from doing a little dance. I felt like a step towards Capri. It felt like a step towards Capri, who could control the Black Priest as if it was human itself. Right, the Black Priest in the... Okay, yeah. They did mention that the Black Priest was life-size, and so is his puppet, the Blue Knight, as well. They're life-size, and they can't really tell the difference. And yes, now that I'm reading this, I do find its significance to the action. Yeah, I do find its significance now, so everyone pay attention. And then, of course, at the same time, he found it annoying that others thought him a servant of his own creation. It was on his way back to the workshop outside the town that Pedro's humming was interrupted by a scream. "No, please stop," cried a voice from the woods. No one's going to save you," a man growled. "Give up and give in." And from the looks of things, some thuggish men had a girl cornered. Dainty and clad in a white dress, the girl's searching eyes sought desperately for a way to flee from danger. Pedro squared his shoulders and, lowering his cap to shadow his eyes, he set his fingers in motion. The Blue Knight charged forward. Alright, chapter 4. Upon seeing the Blue Knight appear like a shadow from the heart of the forest, the men harassing the girl could only gape in amazement. "Leave the girl and leave this place," the Blue Knight declared from the depths of his helmet. This was ventriloquism that the old master had drilled into his head as a secret of puppeteering. Who the heck are you? Get out of here before you get hurt. Fools." Just reminds me of Excalibur from Soul Eater. Fools! Anyways. With a jab from its clockwork fist, the Blue Knight knocked back the man holding the woman and pivoted swiftly to kick both men away. "Are you hurt, young lady?" "No, I'm well." "Good. So it'd be best if you stood back." At last, the Blue Knight drew its sword. Swathed in black, a third man who seemed to be like the leader approached. Cannot read. "Not bad for a wanderer." Pedro eyed the new arrival. The blackguard man's stance suggests that he knew something of proper swordsmanship. "Enough playing, though. Hand over the girl, and I'll see that you're rewarded." "To ignore one's duties is to be without courage. I fear I cannot do that," said the Blue Knight. "Well then, die!" screamed the blackguard man and attacked. Chapter 5? The men in black attacked from the upper right. He feinted as if to strike the shoulder, but twisted his wrist and changed a slash across its body. Pedro, having read the feint, pulled at his strings. The Blue Knight stepped back a half step, dodging the horizontal slash, then smacked the outstretched blade. knocking it from his foe's hands. Impossible! The blackguard man rubbed his numb hand and paled as the Blue Knight shifted slightly, as if it was a sign. The thugs turned scattered like baby spiders. The girl gave a sigh of relief and curtsied. Thank you very much. She was still a bit shaky, but her manners was that of a noblewoman. It is the duty of every knight to protect. Pay it no mind. It's like, are you from foreign lands, perhaps? Suddenly, Pedro was struck with a moment of whimsy. I'm a touring knight. Oh, I am the touring knight, Pedro. The boy there is my servant. He made the puppet reply. Huh? The girl finally seemed to notice him. She faced him with an expression of bewilderment. However, Pedro was no less surprised. Indeed, his shock was many times greater than hers. Cool turquoise blue eyes, a familiar, achingly loving form. It was the same girl that he had seen at the ceremonies and from the balcony of the palace. Your Highness, he blurted. The girl wrapped in pure white was the very girl who he had just lost her father and was to be crowned in the capital. It was Princess Tia. Alright, Princess Tia, Chapter 6. Alright. Would you be willing to guard me for these 2 weeks into the crowning ceremony? In the royal throne room, Princess Tia asked this question with a serious expression. Of course, she asked it not of Pedro, but to the Blue Knight. Have you not a royal guard? Surely you would be far better off with them as your protectors. Unable to say that the Blue Knight was a puppet, Pedro followed as far as the throne room. He shivered, sensing even more trouble about to come. The royal guard that protects the capital they obey the words of my uncle, Duke Gaston, even before they abandoned me and fled. Princess Tia said softly. Duke Gaston was a man surrounded by bad rumors. Okay. It was an open secret that he took advantage of the previous king's illness to align his own purpose. The man in black that you confronted, sir. Pedro, I am... Wait, what? Whatever. I'm sure that it was my uncle's second in command. All of it was planned. Princess Tia's sky blue eyes clouded. I thought they were turquoise. Is turquoise and sky blue the same thing? No, because turquoise has like a hint. I actually don't know. I'm thinking of the color teal. I don't know my colors. Anyways. Teal looks like red to me. I'm kidding. At this point, the kindly Pedro could hardly refuse the role of escort. Understood. I shall accept your request, he had the Blue Knight reply. Princess Tia's smile was like the sun breaking through the clouds. Well, thank you, Sir Knight. Thank you very much. She turned towards Pedro as well. And you too, good servant. May I ask your name? Pedro hid his eyes once more in the shadow of his cap. I'm no one worthy of naming myself. Alright, Chapter 7. Turbulent days. Protecting the princess proved harder than predicted. After all, almost every day there were new evildoers? Sent after her. Eventually, partially due to their closeness in age, Princess Tia and Pedro, still playing the servant, came to speak very openly to one another. Or to each other. While glad for the princess' trust, he didn't know what he would do. if the truth of the Blue Knight came out. Pedro was beside himself with worry. On the other side of the city, a letter was delivered to a certain puppet workshop. What is that boy doing? Guessing the circumstances from the very vague statements in Pedro's letter, Capri sighed and gave him a bitter smile. However, perhaps this is a good chance he moves. Pedro was ever bright and straight as an arrow. Yet his thoughts were always of puppets. Partially due to living outside the city, he had no friends that he could call close, and yet it hardly seemed as if he felt lonely for it. While the role of escort to the princess was perhaps beyond his station, if it proved a chance to awaken more human feelings in his apprentice, Capri could only wish him the best with a parent's heart. That was 7 that we read, right? Yeah, we read 7, so now we're at chapter 8. Alright. What makes the darkness shake? That girl has the devil's own luck. In a dim room lit by flickering candle flames, Duke Gaston cursed hatefully. He felt not a moment of sympathy or care for his niece. At this rate, she shall see the crowning ceremony, he snarled. This night, can't we handle him? He's the first man so skilled that we've encountered. We fear that even if the royal guard attacked at once, it might be difficult. Recalling the shame of having his sword knocked out of his hands, Duke Gaston's second in command bit his lip. Still, we have nothing to fear, he said. While a bit of an odd character, we have hired a skilled assassin to handle this, my lord. Odd. What sort of person is he? Did you call? The flames danced bewitchingly. Then went out as one, as if someone tremendously heavy had collapsed down onto it. The carpeted floor shook with a thud. Who is it? Duke Gaston took a step back. The shadow illuminated by the moon was tremendous and inhuman. My lord, fear not. This is our assassin, Harlequin. He will remove all that is in your way with his puppet. The assassin stretched a mocking bow. I do love hunting. I don't take jobs unless the prey is lively. A sickening laugh shook the darkness, bringing a nasty smile to the Duke's face as well. Worry not. I am sure that your hunt will be most enjoyable. And so did the night bathed in red by a crimson moon fade to a dawn melting like ice. Alright, so I'm going to take a break because we got more books that we need to get through, and I've been pretty much doing dialogue nonstop for 30 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to take a quick break. And quick break. I probably won't come back to this for like another 3 hours or so. But yeah, so you're going to see a quick cut, but for me, it's probably going to be a few hours. All right. After 2 hours later, we're back to the reading. All right, let's get back into it. Chapter 9. All right. Afternoon in the palace began with a tea party in the gardens. The princess was always filled. Yeah, the princess, as always. I said was always filled. What am I? Wow. Where's my head at? Filled 3 cups with black tea from the pot. Please, enjoy your tea. My thanks, the Blue Knight intoned. Thank you very much, Pedro said. Pedro moved the Blue Knight with his left hand as he sipped the tea made by the princess. It was the happiest moment in their otherwise busy days. Good servant, you really seem to enjoy the tea. It makes it very worth the effort for the one who made it. You're too kind. Smiling bitterly, Pedro pulled his strings. The Blue Knight, in one go, emptied the tea in the cup until the leather sack in his neck. Not really sure how these puppets are really constructed, but didn't you think it would rust after that? But anyways, at this, Princess Tia could only sigh, whereas Sir Pedro here seems to hardly find it delicious at all. It makes it difficult to be motivated. Pardon me. I fear I am an impolite man. In his heart, Pedro felt a nervous edge, but the Blue Knight answered with an ever-calm face. There had been countless moments where it seemed as if everything would be revealed, but Princess Tia showed no signs of doubting the truth of the Blue Knight. The princess smiled faintly, but her expression quickly turned somber. I suppose it doesn't matter. These fun afternoons will end tomorrow. After the crowning ceremony the following day, you shall both leave the city after all. That's right, we gone. Alright, chapter 10. Alright. At the princess's lonely words, Pedro's heart beat fast as a drum. I fear I am a man on the path of a warrior, so my apologies, the Blue Knight said. No, I should apologize. I shall hardly make much of a queen like this. The princess shook her head and smiled brightly. Forgetting to control the puppet, Pedro ducked his head to hide the longing on his face. He would have loved to stay as her guard, though she might have been a noble birth. Princess Tia was a lonely girl who had lost her father. However, she had been speaking not of the servant like Pedro, but to the Blue Knight. To the princess, Pedro was simply just part of the package. Thinking that has to suck. Thinking that made his chest hurt somehow. This man is getting cucked by his own puppet. That's crazy. It was a pain such as he never felt when he was handling his puppets. Ultimately, Pedro had chosen. Even if it meant saddening the princess to flee from this unbearable pain in his chest. Would you like a second cup? As if to clear the heavy atmosphere, the princess offered a pot with a smile. Oh, that does sound good. Mind giving me a cup? With an unnerving laugh, a shadow leapt in. What? A sudden gust tore through the garden, sending the tea set flying off the table. Crimson wings beat the air as an immense puppet in the form of a devil fell to earth. Sorry for interrupting your lovely tea party. Tittered a voice? Is that tittered? Okay, whatever. Would you mind playing with me a bit? On the devil's arm was a human figure. It was a masked puppeteer, Harlequin. I'll make sure it's plenty of fun, he giggled. Alright, 11. Lady Tia, stand back. Pedro, shielding the princess behind him, sent the Blue Knight forward towards the Crimson Devil's right arm. It was a blind spot for the masked puppeteer. With a rapid turn, the knight let loose a heavy strike. The tip of the sword was swallowed up by the base of the creature's wing. The demon's right arm flashed up. Blade and claws scrapped, sending sparks into the air. Losing its balance, the Blue Knight took an unsteady step back. The demon gave a shiver, and barbed trail thick as a log screamed through the air, striking forward. Astonished by the technique, Pedro snapped the Blue Knight back, dodging a tail swipe. Oh, you are good. I didn't think you were in the same business. The masked puppeteer spoke not to the Blue Knight, but to Pedro. The Blue Knight, as if to interrupt these words, pointed its sword at the puppeteer. What nonsense are you speaking? If you shall not come, I shall strike first. Even now, Pedro tried to hide it. Princess Tia with a confused expression gazed upon the preceding events. I see, so that's how it is. The masked puppeteer, as if suddenly realizing the situation, laughed softly. My. Well, let no one call me rude if you'd rather not share. I'll stay quiet, but you know. The puppeteer's voice dipped low and was tinged? I don't know.
with a rolling darkness. Alright. If you don't even have that much guts, then even thinking you can win against my calamity is naive. Oh, that was still I thought that was the Doll Knight talking. 12, right? We're on 12, right? The Demon Doll Calamity kick. Oh my gosh, I sneezed. Alright, I was able to. Nope. Okay, it went back. I was able to hold it in. Alright, the Demon Doll Calamity kicked the ground and launched itself into the air, closing the gap in an instant. Pedro reacted just a moment too slow. So intent was he on not wanting the princess to notice. It was the tiniest of openings, but it was one that would prove fatal. First, the sword was knocked from Clockwork hands. Then the claws continued to dig in, cutting through the blue armor like butter. Oh my, what's wrong? The tail whipped in, encircling the Blue Knight. With a twitch of the puppet's fingers, the tail tightened, crushing both the knight's arms. Ah, caught you! The claws grabbed the Blue Knight by its feathered helm and lifted it up off its feet. Stop! The first puppet he made, that he put so much effort into, was being torn into pieces. Pedro lost himself for a moment and ran forward. You're so impatient. No need to worry. I was going to give him back. The Crimson Demon held the Blue Knight high and threw it down towards Pedro. The Blue Knight crashed into Pedro and bowled him over. He laid in a crumpled heap upon the lawn under the body of the puppet. Please, stop. The princess stepped between the fallen pair and the masked puppeteer. Her arms spread wide. I offer myself to you. In return, I command you to cease this senseless violence. They were just puppets. Come on now. Were we at 12? 13, right? Okay. I offer myself into you in return. I command you to cease this senseless violence. At Princess Tia's bold words, the puppeteer licked his lips loudly. You'd offer yourself in place of your guard. Why you bring tears to my eyes, princess? You mustn't, Lady Tia. Barely conscious, Pedro desperately tried to put the words together. He had not the energy to use ventriloquism. My master, Pedro is fine. Leave it to him. Hurry, run. Sir Pedro, silent. Wait a minute, I'm so confused. What's going on? Whatever. Anyways. At the princess's okay, I see. Okay, that was her speaking. All right. At the princess's angry words, Pedro managed to open his eyes fully, for those words were addressed mostly to he. Still garbed in acting the servant. You knew? I'm sorry. I pretended not to notice. The princess smiled in a sad, lonely way, then turned to the puppeteer again with a dignified expression. Now, take me to my uncle. My oh my, what a princess you are. I bet you would have made quite the queen too. The demon slowly stretched out its right arm, and when the princess stepped on, it began to beat its crimson wings. Sir Pedro, thank you so much. This last week is very fun. The words of goodbye sunk into his brain as he watched the scarlet shadow be swallowed into a blue sky. Pedro's consciousness slowly faded into darkness. All right. And what else do we have? We did 12, 13. Nope. We did that one, so it's 14 next. Cost of deceit. The next morning, when Pedro opened his eyes, he found himself in his room at the doll workshop. Safe on his familiar firm bed, he felt a rush of relief. It had all been a dream. Capri called out for him in the workshop. How you feeling? Pedro craned his neck. On the workbench in the back, he glimpsed the dissembled blue parts spread across the wood. He leaped up, panicked.
wasn't a dream? It seemed Capri had used the black priest to bring Pedro in the broken form of the Blue Knight back from the castle. It's my fault. Pedro's eyes trailed over to his former masterpiece, now reduced to junk. His memory then trailed back over cool, turquoise blue eyes, a warm smile like a ray of sunlight, and fine fingers pouring black tea. Pedro ground his lip between his teeth. The Blue Knight wasn't good enough. If I had any talent as a puppeteer, I would have been able to protect Princess Tia. It seems you still don't understand, Capri. Capri muttered. His face took a rare expression of servility. Severity? I don't know how to pronounce words. What you lack is here. In a forceful motion, he jabbed his finger against Pedro's chest. Pedro could only blink in shock. Alright, 15. Her Highness knew the truth of the Blue Knight, and yet she chose to pretend not to. Do you not understand why? Because, unexpectedly, in the depths of his mind, he had a flash of insight. Sir Pedro's silence. Yes, Sir Pedro, silence, she had said, and then I pretended not to notice. He recalled the sad, lonely smile that she gave him when she relieved it. Or when she, revealed it? Whatever. Anyways. Something hot boiled up inside his chest. Pedro raised his head and fixed Capri with an intense gaze. Master, I beg you, help me repair the Blue Knight. The old man studied his face. The masked puppeteer you fought is a man feared like a demon in our trade. A half-baked, funny movie by the way, a man can't hope to match him. Do you understand? He's like, you're too beta, boy. That's what he said. Anyways, even so, I will. For the person who believed in me. When he said this, Capri smiled broadly as if something grand had just fallen in his lap. It was the day before the crowning ceremony. At the palace, the princess's absence had been noticed and the royal keep fell into an uproar from top to bottom. Alright. This is a card trapped between the pages. Oh! Well, what do you know? We just happened to come across Blue Blanc's latest card. Anyways. The door has already been opened. Join the dance of the valorous. Well, look what I found. Oh, I get it. I guess this is technically considered Republican territory. It absolutely is a foreign man's whatever. And the Blue Knight is a character from the novel, I think. Jeez. He sure is detail-oriented. Anyways, I got the feeling that this next one is the last of them. Dance of Valorous. Well, now where could that be? Well, we're not done because we still have to do chapter 16. Alright. On the outskirts of the capital in Duke Gaston's manor, Princess Tia sat in a lush room carpeted in deep crimson. It's perfect for you, princess, with a satisfied expression. Duke Gaston glared at his bound prisoner. What do you intend to do about the crowning? Yeah, what do you intend to do about the crowning ceremony? Princess Tia asked in a quiet voice. The Duke shrunk a bit under his icy gaze. I'm afraid you'll be absent, and so the throne and staff will be offered to me, the second in line. Do you believe that the people will accept you? To change the subject, Tia, I found someone willing to accept you as a bride. Seeing the sky-color eyes waver for a moment, the Duke smiled with renewed confidence. He is the second Imperial son and quite the connection. The Duke's smile widened. While you learn the joys of womanhood, oh my gosh, in the new land, you can leave the rest to me. It was a cowardly plan. Certainly, it wasn't a scenario that would be accepted for the Duke to take the throne in the place of the first heir. However, it was different if the princess were to marry. If that were to pass, anyone could see that Duke Gaston's like accent. Ascent to the throne was all but a done deal. My lord, it's about time. As his second in command comment, the Duke stood. I am sure you are quite tired from the daily attacks. Take the chance to rest and recover. The Duke gave a chuckle at his own shamelessness and left the room. And at that moment, that won't be happening. There was a tremendous crash and a glass window exploded into a glittering powder. All right. So that's the second set of books, and we have the final set, which is not that many, but I'll cover that at a later time because I got other stuff that I got to do, and by other stuff I got to do, I need to read me some Survival in Another World with My Mistress, volume number 4, because I'm almost done with that book. I think I got like less than 100 pages left. So yeah, it'll be a second for you guys. It'll probably be almost a day for me. But yeah, be back. Alright, what's poppin'? What's good, everybody? So, how do I say this? Compared to the last session of reading that we did, it's been some time as well. I didn't get right back into this. I believe actually almost 2 months has passed by. For those who want to know, it is currently July 10th, 12:45 p.m. right now of this particular part of the recording. I don't know what happened. I don't remember why I didn't finish recording that day. Something happened and I completely put the game down and forgot that I even had this game, to be honest with you. Like, I went a while without playing video games, and then I started playing video games again, and then I was just like, you know what? I haven't done my YouTube channel in a while. What was I doing on that channel? And then I was like, oh yeah, we were playing this game. Because I did get back to playing video games like maybe about a month ago. So I think I went almost a month without really playing any video games. And then I started playing again, but I was playing for my own pleasure. I've been playing like Street Fighter 6. I've been playing Muse Dash. That game's fun. I recently just bought Monster Hunter Rise on PC, as well as High Five Rush. That game is amazing, by the way. Like, I want to play that game for you guys, but there's a streamer mode, and the songs are kind of trashed compared to their original songs that they had on the game. So I don't think it's really, I don't think it's worth actually recording that game if they make me have to record on streamer mode, which I don't want to do. I've also been reading a lot too, guys. I caught up with the current light novel of Survival in Another World with My Mistress. That one's really good. I highly recommend you read it. There's currently 6 volumes out. Volume 7 probably won't come out for like another 2 months as of this recording. And I started reading Trapped in a Dating Sim. I watched the anime and I read the manga of that, but now I'm reading the light novel of that. And the light novel so far is way better than both versions. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and finish the Doll Knight. I kind of remember the Doll Knight. I remember the princess got taken, and then he was like, "Oh, well, we'll go fight the jester" or something like that. So yeah, we got some. I had to actually look at the guide to see where I was at, because I believe we were in the middle of a side quest at the moment. But anyways, and so the boy becomes a man. Oh no, we all know what happens when boys become men, or we all know the process of when boys become men. Anyways. Like a graceful leopard, a tall knight clad in blue armor leapt through the window. Following behind him was a small boy wearing a cap. Princess Tia, that was her name. "I'm sorry. I know I'm a bit late," he said. "Sir Pedro, so you did come after all." A tremulous smile floated onto the princess' face. Somewhat embarrassed, the boy returned the smile. Their eyes locked and words unsaid passed between them. Alright, hey, there's a time and place for things. The Duke, having been completely ignored, was sputtering in anger. As the Duke seethed, mauled, and cope. His second in command was stealthily sneaking up on the still-bound princess. He reached out his hand for the princess's shoulder. The Blue Knight leapt forward like a bolt from a crossbow. That boy was fast. Blah! pitiable, I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyways, second in command. Oh my gosh, I choked on my spit. Okay, we're good. We're Gucci. Having taken a direct punch from the Blue Knight, collapsed against the wall unconscious. Well, that's a bit much. Duke Gustin, now white as a sheet, fled the room in a stumbling lurch. Princess Tia, let us hurry. Your crowning ceremony begins soon, Pedro said. Yes, escaping the manse, the two were pursued by the Duke and his guard. However, as if to obstruct their path, a scarlet shadow fell down, shaking the ground. I said shaking the shadow. I can't read. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to get in your way. I'm afraid thoroughness is a number one of being a puppeteer. After all, the way he spoke made it hard to believe that was his job. Or it was his job. It was the masked puppeteer, Harlequin, in the Crimson Demon Doll Calamity. Alright, chapter 18. The duel between Red and Blue. White blade met deadly claw. Blue and Red twisted about in blinding faction. The cover to the fight had been cleaved off. Wait, what? Okay, that didn't make sense to me. Oh, you're moving better, Harley Quinn exclaimed. Surprisingly, the Blue Knight's movements were just a little bit faster than that of a Crimson Devil puppet Calamity. I broke it all to pieces too, but to fix it back up in just one day. Looks like the old man found himself a good apprentice. You know my master. Harlequin twirled his fingers and Calamity fluttered its wings and slowly lifted into the sky. We have a bit of history, yes, he giggled. But forget about that. What do you do about this? As he howled these words, the red puppet swooped down. Pedro pulled his strings back, and the Blue Knight narrowly avoided its grasping claws. Or this! Smooth as flowing water, Calamity sent out its log-like tail to swipe the knight. Pedro's threads flowed down and to the right. Dropping its center of gravity, the Blue Knight shifted its sword to a slant and redirected the force of the tail upwards. Or this! Calamity swung its horn head around and charged straight for the Blue Knight's torso. Pedro snapped his threads upward and to the left this time. The Blue Knight, who had itself fall slightly back, now slashed its sword down in a blur of light. With a small, pleasant cracking sound, the crimson wing on the right side of the puppet was hewn straight off. I don't even know what hewn means. I'm guessing cut. Chapter 19. The Red Hot Roar. Red Hot Roar, huh? Slightly panicked, the masked puppeteer wrenched back on the strings and put space between himself and the Blue Knight. Hey, how about we call it a draw here? Knowing it was hopeless, Pedro still offered. Wait. Oh, that was Pedro's voice. Well, whatever. I'm not rereading that. We only do one take. I'm kidding. As he expected, a happy voice called back. Well, alright. I think I'm just not going to do the voices. I think I only did the voices because I knew Harley Quinn was talking. Now, don't make bad jokes like that. It's been too long since I've had this much fun after all. Seemingly drunk on warped joy, Harley Quinn twisted his hands about in a complex motion. It looked almost as if we were drawing magic circles in the air. I didn't think I'd end up using this, he giggled. Calamity crossed both arms across its body, as if it was holding itself. Slowly a burning scent filled the air. A cold chill ran down Pedro's spine. He set to moving the Blue Knight, but realized that the princess was behind it. Alright. You can regret it in the next life, Harley Quinn screamed. The Crimson Demon took an imposing stance. Its massive jaw creaked. There was a rushing of air, and then a ball of brilliant flame spewed forth. The area was engulfed in a violent pillar of swirling fire. The Blue Knight Pedro and the princess were all swallowed by the inferno. So that's it. So that's it, is it? Okay, sure. Guess it was kind of a pity in the end. I guess it was kind of a pity to end it there, huh? Gazing at the roaring flames, Harley Quinn muttered regretfully. However, his eyes soon narrowed, puzzled. No scent of meat roasting or metal melting reached his nose. What? The crimson maelstrom began to swirl faster, and the center suddenly parted as if it had blown apart from the inside. From the middle rose a blue twister. Alright. Chapter 20. The Whereabouts of the Death Match. From within the flame, the Blue Knight arose. Across its shoulders, Pedro and Princess Tia could be seen clinging, hale and hearty. What had blown away the raging flames was a tremendous two-handed sword spinning an enormous blade like a whirlwind. A butterfly made of flame danced above the Blue Knight's head. It was a fantastical scene. You think that'll work, Harley Quinn? Yeah, Harley Quinn began gesturing again. It seemed he intended to launch another fireball. I won't let you, Pedro cried. Splitting through the wall of flames, the Blue Knight forced its way forward. In the next moment, Calamity's horned head was cleaved completely perfectly into. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. The fireball. Moments from relief puffed. Alright, puffed up within the crimson puppet and caused a small explosion, flung by the shockwave. The Blue Knight was tossed into the air. Pedro bathed. I'm not bored, guys. I just ate a pretty crazy meal, and I'm starting to feel sleepy, and I shouldn't have ate before I'd done this. Anyways, Pedro braced both legs and managed to catch it. Sir Pedro, are you alright? I'm fine, yeah, but I don't think there's any saving him. Though Harley Quinn may have been a foe, he was still a life that had been taken. Pedro felt the guilt of such a deed to strike him. Princess Tia, seeing Pedro so troubled, enveloped him in her arms. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't kill me. Yeah, if you wouldn't kill me off so easily, said a whispering voice from inside the pillar of flames. The voice seemed somehow satisfied. I applaud your efforts, young man. I'll back down nicely this time. Looking forward to next time that we meet. The ground shook and the red and black shadow launched skyward and disappeared from sight. Pedro and the princess looked at one another and burst into laughter. Alright, final chapter. Dollmaster's purpose. Alright. The boy, the girl, and the puppet left for the capital on light feet while the masked puppeteer fled into the deep forest riding his scorched creation. Stopping suddenly, the masked puppeteer spoke to the shadows in the tree. You're there, aren't you, old man? Noticed me, did you? Pedro's master, Capri, stepped out from the cover of the trees. As always, the Black Priest. Alright, as always, the Black Priest was with him, but it was a curious sight, for the puppet had no arms. As I thought, you fixed the blue puppet's arms with parts of the Black Priest. No wonder it moved so well. Well, the gap between you and Pedro was a bit too much after all. I took it upon myself to give him a helping hand. Harley Quinn's shoulders sunk in response to the word of the old puppet master. Well, I don't mind, since I had fun, but if and when the 13 factories find out about this, I don't think Pedro will have it too easy either, do you? 13 factories. The moment he heard those disturbing words, Capri's expression darkened. Well, then see you soon. Leaving behind a suppressed laugh, the masked puppeteer disappeared into the deep forest. It is a road all puppeteers must press. The old puppet master muttered in a quiet voice, almost as if he was telling it to himself. Alright, and that is the Dull Knight, guys. Now, I will say this. If you guys paid attention to all of the volumes, they actually said some interesting things that may or may not come across later in the series. But but I will let you know I'll let you know if it is. Not every book in this game, guys, has something to do with the game, but most books do. So yeah. I don't care, I'll tell you. They did say something. They did say something in that game. Or, I'm sorry, not in that game. They did say something in that series that actually does pertain to something later on. But yeah, when that pops up, I'm pretty sure when it pops up, you'll know instantly, but alrighty. I believe we need to come up here to the Grand Arena. Huh? It's unlocked. Well, the entrance here should be kept locked for as long as locked as long as there's no show like the martial arts tournament. In which case, it seems this is our goal then. Alright, let's get inside. Let's go. How have you guys been since we last talked? Oh, why they have this ominous music playing? I probably should have saved. Oh, it doesn't really matter. We're probably gonna die. Huh, the Grand Arena. Kinda nostalgic. Feels like we were just here yesterday. Just standing here has me recalling the admiring roar of the audience. You were invited to the castle after that you won the martial arts tournament competition, right, Estelle? I wish I could have joined you on the field. Yeah. Well, thinking about it, I was still pretty amateurish. But, you know, once this whole thing is cleared up, I'd like to take part in the next year's martial arts competition. To test my ability, for one. Now that sounds like Cassius's daughter to me. I'd like to join in on the action, too. I, don't really feel like I'd have a chance against you, Zen. Well then, I shall sing from the seats and cheer you on, Estelle. I will serenade my love for you as mighty as I can. Pass. Why? Why is that here? This is stupid. Monsters? This feels reminiscent of some old Colosseum games. The setting is certainly apt. It's a pity that we lack an audience. Here they come! Bro, and they're faster than me? Come on, fam. 1,000? Bro. I definitely was not ready. Okay, one, she's doing too much, or he's doing too much, so let's go ahead and impede. Oh, bro, you trash. Okay, not trash. I'll just use Flame XE. Okay, yeah. You guys are highly allergic to fire. That didn't kill. It should have killed. Bro, y'all are not about to do this to me. Wait, I used the I wasted a crit! I wasted a crit! Why did I do that? I moved Zen in there like an idiot. I'm so trash at this game. Yeah, free boss fight. They hit like trucks, but that was a free boss fight. Legit, that boss fight didn't even take 3 minutes, I don't think. Zen, why are you so weak? Right, because I never I never grinded levels for this man. This man's so weak. Zen! He's like, it ain't my fault. You didn't level me up, dog. I guess not. That man weak. What? What was that? Well, it was like a magic trick. What a fabulous display.
He is a fitting rival indeed. Ugh. He's even weirder than I thought he'd be. Well, whatever. Let's check out the contents.
Yep. Oh man, I haven't played a JRPG in forever. Gosh. Portrait of the Arcel. There was a card stuck at the bottom of the box.
My princess, my rival, and brave bracers, did you enjoy the show I prepared for your arrival? As I do not wish to upset the mood of our main role, it is time for the supporting actors to take their bows. I hope you will look forward to our next chance meeting.
Well, some chance meeting. I wish he'd cut it out. But there's something curious about it. Main role, supporting actors? What does that mean? Well, now that you mention it, screw it. Let's go and return the photo to the archives.
Are they going to take me there? Okay, cool. I can't thank you enough, bracers. Still, why would that phantom thief fellow steal a portrait of the Arcel? Yeah, it certainly is lovely, but it's really nothing more than a simple portrait. It holds no monetary value.
Well, he doesn't really care about the value so much as he cares about pulling off a good prank or two. And it's probably our fault that the museum got wrapped up in this latest one. Sorry for putting you through all this.
No need to apologize. It wasn't your doing. And if anything, I'm very pleased with how you handled this. Excellent work. All right, missing exhibit completed. All right, so let's go ahead and turn this in, and we should get... All right, so we're back at the Bracer Guild, and we just turned in the missing exhibits. We should get 5,000 Mira and 4 BP. We got 3,000 Mira and 4 BP. Okay, I don't know why we didn't get... Alright, so we're back here. Apparently there's one more person we need to talk to on the top floor. I believe she might be in here. Alright, this should be in the ambassador's office. Shall we say hello to Elsa? Yeah, this is the woman I need to speak to. Alright, let me introduce you.
Do I can kick with my mouse? I do. And my mouse is on the ground. Oh yeah, we've seen her at the beginning of the game, guys. If you remember, she was arguing with that Erebonian guy. I probably shouldn't have put my mouse there. I gotta find a good spot to put this mouse where it doesn't. Alright.
Yes, come in. Pardon us, Elsa. That's pretty, I don't know. Pretty Western name for an Easter woman. I'm kidding.
Why, Zen? Zen Valthek, I can't pronounce his name. Hello, hello. Come in. Last I heard, you'd returned to Calvard. What's an old dog like you doing back here in Grancel?
Huh. Well, let's just say this old dog had a trick or two more to show off. I'll likely be here in Libero for a while.
Has to be expected of an A-rank bracer, I suppose. You never let up, do you? So, who's this with you? Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, ma'am. I'm Estelle Bright, of the Bracer Guild. And these are, assistants, Olivier Lindheim and Chloe Renz.
A pleasure, Ambassador.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Ambassador. The pleasure is mine. I'm Elsa Cochrane? Cochrane? Calvard's ambassador to Libero. I get the feeling this is a bit more than a social call, though.
I'm afraid so. Estelle and her party asked about the threatening letter the embassy received. Right, there were threatening letters, I remember now.
Ah, that letter, yes. You're helping the Royal Army investigate the matter, then. Technically, yes. Threats of terrorism aren't exactly something the Guild can ignore either, though. Would you mind helping us out? Well, I suppose we're all stuck in this situation after all. What would you like to know? Well, to start with, do you have any idea who would have sent the letters? Like, is anyone in the Republic opposed to signing the pact, or... Well, of course. You're looking at one after all.
Huh? Elsa, please. Try not to tease the kids too much, yeah?
Well, the truth is the truth, Zen. I'm pretty sure I've chewed your ear off about Erebonia enough for you to know what I think.
Well, yes.
Still, Miss Bright, don't misunderstand me. President Rocksmith and Parliament have already approved the pact. My personal feelings won't get in the way of my job. Right. Is there anyone else from Calvert who might oppose the pact? No, certainly. They're all tiny groups, though. And to be honest, there's no real reason to oppose it anyways. No reason? I don't quite follow. It's not worth bothering. The pact doesn't have any practical effect. It's simply agreeing to the statement. We shall not rely on violence to solve international problems and negotiate instead. It's more of a declaration than anything else, but
it is a little more than a promise which can be broken without consequence. Save a loss of face, no?
Precisely. The worst it could do would be to rally other countries against the aggressor. Now, it's true that relations between Erebonia and Calvert have gotten even worse than usual over the past decade. So there is more value in establishing Liberal as a place where we can negotiate. But again, who'd bother opposing that? Yeah. It doesn't really seem like the thing you send a bunch of threatening letters about. Well, Ambassador Cochrane? I can't pronounce her name. If you don't believe someone from Calvert is the perpetrator, then whom do you suspect? Well, my gut, of course, tells me to blame it on the Erebonians. Their militaristic hawk faction specifically. But frankly, even they have that new engine on the line. They aren't so stupid as to cut off their nose in spite of their faces. The new engine? Wait, you mean the one from the Arcel? Yes, an engineering sample will be provided to both Calvert and Erebonia. It'll happen right after the signing, in fact. Whoa!
That's to be expected of Queen Alicia.
She holds both empires. Yeah, she holds both Empire and Republic in the palm of her hand. Yes, I have to admit she handled it masterfully. That cutting-edge engine is going to be a birth of a whole new generation of airship designs. And Alicia is practically handing it out, so long as you sign this agreement and play nice within it and each other, at least for a while. Even the most testosterone-poisoned ninnies among the Erebonian hawks wouldn't want to miss this chance. Yeah, I guess so.
Which means, of course, that the possibility that either the Republic or the Empire interfering directly is pretty low.
Indeed. I'm sorry I can't be more of a help. No, you were a big help. Just being able to cross suspects off the list helps a lot. Oh, and speaking of which, we'd like to ask you about something else.
Estelle asked the ambassador about Ren's parents.
Harold Hayforth, a merchant from Crossbell. I can't say that rings any bells. I'm sorry. He's never visited the embassy, at least. Darn. Well, thanks. Do remember that Crossbell sits directly between Erebonia and Calvert, however. You may want to inquire at the Erebonian embassy as well. Okay, thanks, Ambassador. And thanks for being open with us. You're quite welcome. I'm glad that I could help. And by the way, you said that your name was Estelle Bright? Wouldn't happen to be Brigadier General Bright's daughter? Oh, you know Dad? Yeah, of course. The heroic vanquisher of the Imperial Army, and now the head of Liberal's Royal Army. I've heard that he had a daughter, but I didn't expect to meet you like this. Well, I'm just kind of an inexperienced newbie myself still. Well, you're off to a good start then, I think.
We at the embassy have relied on the guild a number of times in the past. Should the time come again, I hope you'll aid us, Miss Bright. Well, if the chance comes up, sure. Well, see you around.
Alright. I don't know if I explained this before. It's been, like I said, guys, it's been some months. So if I have explained this to you guys already, I'm very sorry. But for those wanting to know, we can't necessarily see the whole map of, we know Erebonia is above us and we know Calvert is to the right of us. If you follow the line between the borders at the top right, if you get a full map, if you follow that line going diagonal, so going northeast, you'll eventually hit Crossbell, because Crossbell, like she said, Crossbell is in the smack dead center between Erebonia and Calvert. So it's just like the line will go there, and then the line will split off into two directions and make a circle, and that circle right there is a small state of Crossbell. Crossbell is an interesting place. Granted, for how small it is, granted how small Crossbell is, it's still an interesting place. The government-wise is, from my opinion. But I believe we need to go to the Erebonian embassy. I believe is over here. Hello, Bergen. You've been well, I hope. Olivier? Where the heck have you been? Well, I've been places. What's wrong? What's wrong, he says. I've been totally incognito. Ever since you went to Elmo. Major Vander is about ready to throw you out a window. Well, he wishes to launch me like a love rocket. Adorable. Olivier? Did you seriously forget to tell Mueller and the embassy that you were with us? When wandering the roads hunting for love, one must be discreet and secretive. Well, Bergen, may I enter? I can't say no to you, but who's with you? Oh, we're from the Bracer Guild. We'd like to ask the ambassador a few things if that's okay. And we thought that we'd try having Olivier introduce us. Oh, okay. Well, there shouldn't be any problem with letting you in then. You better let us in. Welcome to the Erebonian Embassy. Do remember that the embassy is Erebonian soil, so be careful, yeah? We will. Alright, before we go in there, I need to use the restroom, so I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright, we're back. That took a while. Alright. So this is quite the building. Whoa. This place definitely matches the Calvardian embassy in terms of fanciness. Grando... I don't know how to pronounce that word either. I won't say it grandoise, but I think it's just grando... I don't know fancy talk. And yet powerful at the same time. It's very imperial, if nothing else. It is a stage upon which the Empire can parade its influence and power. Unless that the actors are unequal to this to the set dressing. You realize Lord Cranall would hit the roof if he heard you say that. Oh, it's Mueller. Okay. My most bosom companion. Bosom buddies? Anyways. It has been an age. Are you well, dear Mueller? It would be better if I could cut you in half and be done with it. I told you again and again to ensure we're constantly aware of your location, and you're... but 'tis a tactic in the war of love. Did you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder? Still, Bright, you have my thanks. I can only imagine the trouble this idiot's been causing you. Well, actually, he hasn't been too bad, I guess. He's been really well-mannered, comparatively? Sure. Well, ignoring the lunatic, I presume you have business at the embassy. Yes, sir. We need to speak to the ambassador. Still explained her desire to meet the ambassador concerning the letter. That letter. Right. I've been somewhat concerned myself, but I'm surprised the guild is acting.
This is a request from Brigadier General Bright and the Royal Army, I take it. Technically, yes, but we're trying to investigate it as neutrally as we can, you know? Nobody's guilty till proven. That kind of thing. A commendable mindset. No doubt why he chose you. Very well. I shall introduce you to Lord Ambassador Cranar. I suspect you'll find it easier to gain his trust if I do the introductions as opposed to a certain someone. Really? Thanks, Mueller. Thanks. Thank you, sir. What? You really have that little faith in me? You, thought we had faith in you for, this? If you introduced us, he'd probably want to have us kicked out. Sorry, Olivier. The sting of being forsaken. The sting of the truth, maybe. Lord Cranar is in his office on the 2nd floor. I shall announce your arrival. Give me a moment. We'll wait then. Yeah, they do give Olivier a ton of crap that I don't believe he deserves, but like I said, I don't like the idea of Olivier, but Olivier is... You'll see. You'll see. It hasn't come up yet, but you'll see why I don't like the idea of Olivier. But he still cracks me up. So I forgot to tell you guys, I was actually looking at the PlayStation Store, which is something I have not done in months. And I saw that they added... Hold on a second. Okay, that's my dentist. I saw that they added the 10th game of this series to the PlayStation Store, Trails to Reverie. So, yeah, we got some catching up to do. I thought if I would have kept my normal uploading schedule and recording schedules, in all honesty, we probably would have been on the 5th game by now. Well, no, probably halfway through the 4th game, actually. Close to the 5th game. Who's this? Okay, dude, you talk too much. I don't care about you. Stop talking. Oh, so this is the office. Wow. Huh, indeed. Shall we make our grand entrance and shock the ambassador into silence? Mueller can totally cut you in half, you know. I apologize for the wait. Lord Cranar, we'll see you now. Let's go then. Welcome to the Arbonian Embassy, guests. I am Lord Deval Cranar. I thought I said devil for a second. The duty-appointed ambassador and voice of the empire of this land. I'm Estelle Bright from the Bracer Guild. I'm Zin, also of the guild. I'm Chloe Renz, second-year student at Janus Royal Academy, and assistant to the Bracers. And I'm a servant of love and peace, Olivier Lindheim. You. I heard that you gone missing at Elmo Village. Try not to worry Mueller further, Olivier. Or me, for that matter. Such a strict dressing down. Much more, and I'll have to lose my jacket. Settling that aside, you are here to inquire about the threatening letters, yes? What do you want to know? Okay, I'll be direct, sir. Do you have any idea who might be behind the letter? Is there anyone in the Empire who might oppose the signing of the pact? My, you are direct, young Bracer. I appreciate that. I can tell you truthfully, however, that I can think of no such person. His Majesty is very happy with the pact as it stands, in fact, and no one within the Empire will be foolish enough to gainsay his leadership on such a matter, of course. Yeah, I bet. So, you think it's the work of someone outside the Empire, then? What other answer could there be? If you want my opinion, it's the opposition party of the Calver behind all this. Some silly ploy to make the president look bad, no doubt. Opposition doing whatever it pleases. This is the perfect example of the fallacies of a mob rule. Huh? I have a question. Yeah, I have to question that. Your lordship. Don't get me wrong. Our major political parties basically beat each other over the head anytime that they can. But even if the pack fell apart due to this, I don't think anyone could blame it on President Rocksmith. Details. You think the mob thinks like that? Ha. All I can say for certain is that the person issuing these threats cannot be from the Empire. That should be more than enough to that should be more of assurance for you. Well, excuse me, Lord Cranach. May I ask what Chancellor Osborne's opinion of the non-aggression pact? Ah, man. I honestly didn't think we would be seeing this name so early in the game. Or so early in the series, actually. Remember the name, guys. Chancellor Osborne. What? Flawless. Represent Chloe. Who? The highest appointed official of our most glorious and august imperial government. The Blood and Iron Chancellor, Gilead Osborne. His nickname comes from his personal motto, our nation's peace must be built on a foundation of blood and iron. He has overseen the expansion of the rail system, as well as the annexation of several smaller states on our borders through less diplomatic means. Annex? Wait, you mean he... Olivier! How can you criticize our Empire's Chancellor? Our Empire's Chancellor, I'm sorry. Oh, but Davil, how was I criticizing? I simply stated facts. But come now, it wouldn't hurt to be a bit more cooperative, no? We've already spoken with the lovely Ambassador Cochrane over at the Calvardian Embassy. She was quite helpful, you see. What? Why? If we don't help these people now, it'll give them cause to doubt the character of Erebonia. That would be a tragedy, wouldn't you agree? My Lord Cranach. There's no need to keep information related of this hidden. May I humbly suggest that being open in this case will not present a problem. You have a point, Mueller. Very well. To answer your question, Miss, Chancellor Osborne, like His Majesty, is most receptive to this pact. In fact, I hear he is actually the one who suggested His Majesty should sign it. Really? That's because he's looking forward to getting the engine, right? No. Apparently, he recommended it to His Majesty before any mention of the engine. If anything, I'm glad there is harmony at home over this pact. There's been no pressure for this to negotiate. Hate to say it, Estelle, but it's looking like there really isn't any chance for someone from the Empire. Yeah, looks that way. Ambassador, thanks a lot for answering our questions. See, it is as I said. If you're looking for the guilty party, you should look elsewhere. Oh, but one sec. If you don't mind, we have one more question. Estelle asked Lord Cranach about Rin's parents. Yes, a most pitiable situation. The separation of a child from their parents. Imperial traders do visit the embassy from time to time, but... A merchant from Crossbell. I do not recall such a man, no. Are you familiar with this Hayworth Mueller? Nah. I've never heard of the man either. Really? This is starting to look kinda grim. To To search at once for both for both a blackmailer and a lost child's parents sounds most trying. It may seem trite, but I do wish you luck, young lady. Thanks, Mr. Lord Craneaw. Allow me to show you to the gate, then. All right. So before we go up there, we need to go to the library. How could this be? This book is banned in Arabonia. Who put this on the shelf? Crap. If Ambassador Craneaw knew, I'd get an earful. I know. You there. Take this book. Gambler Jack Volume 4. This is what I was looking for. Alright. Only 6 pages. Alright. Ultimately, it was the girl's win. The silence in the bar was punctuated only by the sounds of the raucous argument out in the street. Hehe, ha 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 ha. Anyways, holding back the laughter bubbling up, Jack asked the girl a question. Hey, Missy, where did you learn to be this good? The girl made no reply. Instead, she took the cards into her hands and began shuffling. They flew back and forth with exquisite grace between her long fingernails. She dealt 5 to Jack, and then 5 to herself. Show 'em, she said. Jack turned over the cards. Jack's hands was 4 jacks. The girl's hand were 4 kings. Jack was rendered speechless when he saw the cards. Alright. Jack doesn't beat king, she said. At the word king, murmurs rippled through the bar. King? It was the handle of the legendary gambler, said to be the best in the Republic until his death. The card technique the girl had shown was one of the kings had been so. Jack doesn't beat king, she said. Who are you? Jack asked the girl. The girl gave him a long, cold look before speaking. You probably don't know me, but I know you very well, she said. All right. Hello, Victory, Jack. My name is Haley, and I'm the daughter of King, who you killed. You're King's daughter? Jack had never met King's daughter. Not in person, no. But nonetheless, he did have memories of her. King had been a doting father that had drilled holes into Jack's ear with endless stories about her. I see. So King's daughter has come to kill me, huh? The atmosphere in the bar was suddenly charged. Alright then, kill me. The words casually left Jack's mouth. It was a line no one in the bar would ever expected. He tapped his chest. The heart's here. Make sure to aim well. The girl, Haley, quietly drew her orbital gun. Her aim, of course, was Jack's heart. I'm pretty sure he had max HP at that point, so one shot from an orbital gun, depending if her orbit was good, shouldn't really kill him. Thanks, Mueller. Talking to the ambassador was a big help. Nah, you don't need to thank me. I didn't do anything important, really. And besides, this is a problem affecting all our nations. We should be working together. Indeed. Well, I do hope that you can solve this. Huh? Olivier, you're awfully quiet. It's nothing. I was simply lost in reverie for a moment. It's really funny, because like I said, the latest game out in the West, at the very least, is Tales to Reverie, which is the 10th game in the 10th installment to the series. And it's just funny how you see Reverie just being just thrown out, the word Reverie just being thrown out there every once in a while. It doesn't concern our current business. Pay no mind. Okay. Olivier, you'll be staying here at the embassy in the evenings while you're here in Grancel, yes? Where else? I would not miss the chance to have more sweet dreams in your bed as always. What? Oh, my. Stop with the jokes before you give the ladies too many ideas and images.
Yes, because we all know girls like a whole man-on-man story. I don't know why y'all like that stuff. Oh, man. Some of y'all argue like, well, guys like the girl-on-girl. Actually, I don't. I don't like those stories. Anyways, push those jokes too far and I may have to spear you upon the embassy's flagpole. So that's the direction I should approach from. You teach me more every day. Alternatively, I could just cut you in half right here. I'm fairly sure I can explain it to Lord Cranar. That would rather less be lovely. Forgive the joke, my friend. Oh, so that's how you keep Olivier under control. Maybe I should write this down. I'd say they match each other perfectly myself. That's a terrifying thought. Well, regardless, I shall pardon myself here. Good luck with the rest of your investigation. Thanks again, Mueller. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, we can't get back in. Oh, no, we can go back in there if we wanted to. Well, with the embassies out of the way, all that's left is the liberal news. Hopefully, Niall or someone will be there to help us. Hopefully. Shall we be off? Okay, I think Tita and Old Girl are in here. I thought... Did we already get the dialogue for those two? I don't remember. I thought Tita and Old Girl were in here. Oh, no, they were in here last time. Okay, they said go to the what's it called, but I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything, okay. So I'll be back. So they talked about going to the what's it called first, but no, we are actually going to go to Grancel Castle for some optional stuff, I believe. That's the landing port. We don't want to be here. Where's the castle? Castle is this way. Yeah, because they want us to go to the news station. But we're going to go to the castle. Good day, Your Highness. Please, don't overwork yourself, milady. Hello, Don. Hello, Alat. Don't worry, I'm fine. Estelle and I have some business in the castle to attend to. Could you let us pass, please? Yes, of course, Your Highness. By your command, milady. Huh? Wow. Only slightly popular, isn't she? I think I'm starting to get why that Duke guy is so jealous. Well, I mean, he wouldn't have to be jealous if he was just a little nicer to the guard. That's all it is. I mean, you know, power just makes you... I don't know. People who abuse their power, all that stuff, they tend to turn into jerks. Whereas Chloe didn't do so. But then again, she's a child, so she doesn't really have that much power to begin with. Anyways, now entering. Ladies. Chloe and Estelle and their entourage. Open the gate! Please, come in! Thank you, you two. Well, Estelle, welcome back to my house, as it were. Come on in. Thanks. Come on in! Alright, so there's a few people that we need to find. Okay, time to nose around the castle a bit. So obviously we should talk to Queen Alicia, both to ask about the letter and just to say hi, but... who else? Julia's gone, right? Yes, she's currently at Linston Fortress, overseeing the refitting of the Arcel. Well, that's going to make things a bit harder on us. She probably could have given us a lot of help with this mess. Who else could we confer with, I wonder? With Julia absent, I think our best bet is Hilda. At least concerning Ren's parents. If the Hayworths have ever visited the castle, she would know. Yeah, Hilda seems to have some sort of castle sense about these things. So, where will we find them, you think? Grandmother should be in her chambers at this hour. And Hilda, if she isn't in the maid's room, they can tell us where she is at least. Good idea. Maid's room in the Queen's chamber. Off we go.